This is another episode of Two Guys Talking with your co-host, myself, Brian Sturges, and
Dr. Josh Willis.
Well, you really threw that doctor in there, like having a bachelor's of music isn't important, okay? How do you expect to make $12,000 a year, right? Bachelor's of music. Well, here we are.
I am an ocean doctor. I study the ocean. I have a PhD in oceanography, it says.
Well, when I die of a heart attack in front of you, be sure to pack my heart full of ice. I don't know. I guess if I ever meet like one of those Bruce Lee guys who can just put their hand inside of my chest and pull it out beating, you can then put it on ice.
Yeah. Well, we're salt water. I mean, it's the ocean.
So we're trying something new this week. We're doing Two Guys Talking Short.
Yeah.
Or Two Guys Talking
Short.
Mini. Or Two Guys Talking Express.
Shorty.
Two Guys Talking Shorty. That's what it is. So we're going to do normally I know that our analytics say that most of you want more than an hour, but we're So we're going to do a 20-minute-ish judgment-free mini podcast. So Two Guys Talking, you want to do mini or express?
Yeah, Two Guys, mini. Oh, I like mini. Yeah.
This is a Two Guys Talking mini episode with a non-doctor and a man who thinks he deserves to be a doctor.
I gave someone else a doctorate yesterday. How about that?
Like you found a doctorate and then...
No, I passed a PhD candidate on their dissertation defense, and he became a doctor. And
you handed it off. So it's like a wedding.
I mean, I was one of several, but yeah, I was more like the uncle. I was more like the guy who shows up late to the barbecue.
Slips a 20 to the kids.
Exactly. Yeah,
doesn't bring any meat, but just puts a little money on the table and says, whatever, put it through. I'm not going to the store.
Right.
But I will.
I love you like a family, but I'm out. I gotta go. That was me.
Your hand gestures are appropriation. So I'm located. So as some of you know, I'm a very skilled investor in businesses. I've invested Pan Am, WorldCom, AIG, A&G.
Get some of that in, Ron?
In GIN, that's that, glug, glug. And so I've decided to open a mechanic shop. And as you can see here, where it's called Zelda Lucas Discount or Auto Supplies, maybe. It does not come with a warranty or serial number. But if you have a 98 Camry, come on in. We'll give you a great deal. What about you, sir?
There's no cars in there.
Oh, business. Oh, no, I'm losing my shirt. All right. I had one on there. What about you? You look like you're becoming.
Yeah, well, I'm in the library, in a place of knowledge and intellectualism.
Yeah, we got books. Well, those are oil cans, but they're like how to repair things. I don't see why you think your colleagues at NASA are any smarter than my guys changing oil. Okay.
Where's the manual that says to charge me $500 when you plug my car into that computer?
That's racist, Josh. Those sort of jokes are no longer allowed. And what I'm referring to is New America.
New America.
New America. It's going to be a better America. It's all going to work out. Yeah.
It's all going to work out. We should probably say today is Juneteenth.
It is Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Would you like to expand on that? I'll leave this to you since you're from Texas and you know exactly what this is fighting, what they're fighting against.
Right. It's a day when some of the last held slaves found out that they were supposed to be free like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? What? I'm free.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years.
Yeah, right. Right.
the white kid from those Sprint. He's like dressed in the old racist garb, but he's like, can you hear me now? You should have Verizon or whatever.
Yeah.
We of course, yeah. Congratulations. I actually love everything that's happening. Not everything, but things that are happening, and we should take a moment. And it is what is today? Today is the second week. Well, the Juneteenth, the 19th of June, and we're obviously in a recession. The economy is tanking, and a lot of the civil rights are back. And
I think the black communities reminded us what it means to be American. They're out there fighting for their rights in the streets, and with a lot of the community with them. Yeah,
we are the enemy. You so more than me, because
it's the collar. It's a little tight around the constricts the. It keeps the privilege. It's probably inside.
all of that disposable income that's really kind of choking you out.
Yeah.
My question is, am I allowed to watch the Dukes of Hazzard? Is that? No one has mentioned that. No one has mentioned the General Lee. I was like, oh, the General Lee. So I think I have a feeling the show will wrap up on Nick at Night.
Yeah. Daisy Dukes will be a fond memory of times past.
That's your wife in short pants. Hey-oh!
My wife was named after Daisy Duke's Jeep.
Not just after the Jeep, not her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's the story she tells me.
So she was named after. So your wife was named after.
She was born. Here's the story. Her dad and her mom, Japanese Americans. Her dad fought in World War II for the United States after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. And after the war, oh yeah. Well, the United States was in a war.
Recently,
so it was a long time ago. It was the
War on Terror, the War on Drugs, the Gulf War.
Yeah, different. Nope, none of those.
Vietnam.
No, it was the World War.
Korea.
The World War. The Second World War.
There were two?
Second War. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So
they
World War I.
So they
War 1812.
Right. So her dad, after World War II, they moved back to Virginia, and her dad was in the Navy for a long time. And when Dixie was born, he loved the U.S. and he loved Virginia, and he named her Dixie. And her mom decided at the last minute that she might not like that name so much, so she added the name Lynn. So her full name is actually Dixie Lynn.
Well, that's even more country.
I know. I know. So there you go.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I'm sure all of the African-American listeners love to hear about your Japanese wife in the moments. I went over this it hasn't released. He actually gave you a shout out. Cliff Beach and I are starting a little white guy not podcast. And we did our first one last week, which it hasn't been released yet. It was no good. Well, we just figured out what the name of it was and what we were going to do. So I worked on some artwork. Why did I bring that up is the question. Yeah.
Were you going to tell us the name?
Well, it's going to be the Running Scared podcast. And that's, I actually just did the artwork yesterday. I don't want to burn it now. I guess I could.
Yeah.
But can I show you? I haven't even sent it to Cliff, but I told him he's got to write the music in the song. And why did I bring that up?
Something like it. Yeah, bring it up.
I don't care. I did it. He didn't like it.
Get it on the record.
This episode is brought to you by the feature film Wall of Flesh, a vintage comedy, streaming now on Amazon.
So while you're doing that, I got some news this week.
Okay.
You remember my couch?
Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. Hold on.
My couch. You got it? Yeah.
Well, I'll show it to you. Tell me
Here
about the
we go.
couch.
Okay. My couch is in Los Angeles.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
I know. My $4,000 COVID
White
couch
man.
that was purchased literally weeks before the pandemic began.
At the height?
And was at the height and like
At the height
and
of the
was
pandemic?
built in China. And
Where things are made now.
I guess they finished up, and it's going to get delivered tomorrow on my wife's birthday.
Well, that's great. Are you like, happy birthday? Are you just being lazy?
Happy birthday!
So you got delivery. Now, do you tip delivery drivers?
I will. Yeah, sure. I always do. Yeah.
And they're cons. So what I like to do is give them money and say, please don't come back and steal from me. That's what it is. And if you think I'm joking, I know the manager of a very famous moving company, and they only hire criminals because they get like a tax rebate. So just the gentleman with the face tattoo that says "Never Die" will be delivering your couch. So
it's good to know.
You give the guy, I don't know, 10 each.
I'm tempted to see if they'll take away the old one. If they'll take the old couch. They said that they won't on the phone, but often, when they're there, they're like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So we'll see.
Money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it out. But they've stopped curbside pickup in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So if you
if I have trouble getting this couch, I may be looking for a little help from someone with a
if only you knew somebody who gave a darn.
Only I knew.
I didn't swear.
Anyone who.
Well, I'm sure the maintenance staff at the library will be able to help you. My guys won't call me back because they're hungry, like they can't eat. Because there's no. I didn't think opening this was the best. Well,
Did you? So your artwork.
I have to learn. I did it. So no one has seen this yet.
Okay.
I was about to show you the wrong one. So hold on.
Your new podcast.
My new podcast.
With Cliff.
One black, one white,
scared.
both awesome. Hold on. Make sure this is it. Okay. That's a. Boom. This is what I made yesterday. Well, some people were working. This is what I did thanks to the power of Photoshop. He hasn't seen it yet. I hope.
I like how you both look like bobbleheads.
Well, I wasn't looking to spend too much time.
I like it.
I wasn't looking to spend too much time on it.
Cliff kind of looks like Gregory Hines in that picture.
Okay.
Me? Is that
only if I look like Billy Crystal? No? I think is the only way. I hope he likes it. If not, I don't care. But this is what I did yesterday in the morning.
That's amazing.
I really do like, and our heads are big, but it's obviously like we're not trying to make it look. I'm just trying to have it over.
I like that. I like the big heads.
Yes.
You remember they used to do movie posters like that, right?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. That's the original poster. All right, can I show you? Do I have the original poster? All right, can I share this? Don't sue me, whoever owns this.
Yeah, there he is, right? Oh, that's great. That's great.
So that's the original.
Brilliant.
And then I just switched.
Brilliant. Their heads were too big even then. Oh, yeah. That was incredibly satisfying.
The thing about Cliff is I'll do it. If he doesn't like it, then he can do it. But he won't do it, so that's the way it'll be.
So that's the way it's going to be.
I gave him an assignment, though. I told him to write and record a 30-second intro theme. I'll do the graphics and the editing and to do that. So we'll see if he actually does, if he'll actually do it. Anyway, so there was a reason I brought that up, though, when we got off. Why did I bring up Cliff's thing? Podcast. We were bringing up
Oh well, you
Time.
do
There's
a
a
new
reason.
podcast. You were just talking about the podcast, and you mentioned that I brought up my Japanese wife. And,
Okay. Who is lovely, and when you eventually die of
mhm.
some sort of heart disease. Oh wait, I'm taken. Damn it. Okay. I mean, I'm happy. I couldn't be happier. No, but she'll be taken care of. That's all you need to know.
All right. Yep. That's good.
No? Okay. You want, so, as some of you know, Josh and I belong to the Los Angeles Swingers Club. And every 2 weeks on a Friday night, we throw our keys into a fishbowl. And the
And
women
everyone
won't go
gets
with
drunk
us.
and falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah. I ended up watching
One shoe off.
I ended up
TV still
watching
playing.
some
Yeah.
OMG things on YouTube and fell
Oh.
asleep, so it was fine. All right, note to self: no swinging jokes. Okay, but you want to know what? I will say that since coronavirus has come out, that it's nice to see you nude but wearing a mask. Like it gives a little bit of like, oh, he's safe. Like the diseases that you're sharing. Like you're not getting corona. You're getting some sort of genital boil maybe, but you did not get corona from Dr. Josh Willis.
That's right. That's right.
This has been another great episode. We only have 2.5 minutes left if we're doing a 20-minute.
Oh wow.
We need to stay. We're keeping it short since no one cares. So it's Juneteenth. Oh, it was about. I remember why that. And when the episode comes out in the last 10 minutes, we were learning what we need to not identify, but call people that they prefer to be called. So now it's BIPOC. And then I didn't learn. And then we learned the new one for the gay terms. It's really long now. It's like LGBTB2LQAA. Anyway, so check it out. We're learning. We're old men. We're all up to adapting to the time because that's obviously the right thing to do. But it was because we didn't know, because we had to learn basically what how you should identify people. Because I guess African American, they're over it. Cliff is like,
that was done, huh? That's done now.
Well, I just need to know. There needs to be like an account for white people, like a Twitter account. Well, probably Black Lives Matter, where it just says you're not allowed to do these things, like off, like just so I know, or a weekly email update on how to be a white person.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting time for sure, and I think you kind of hit it on the head. It's about learning, right? It's about
it's about
educating ourselves, right? And adapting. Yeah, that's right. A time of change.
You can see I didn't learn it from last week. Yeah, but all the changes are good changes. I think anything that is asking for equality, how can you be?
Right. I mean, come on. It's supposed to be America anyway, right?
Well, it's white America. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
here's what. It's LGBTQQIP2SAA now, which I said seemed a little long. It seemed, let's include everyone, but that's just a lot of, there's the timer. LGBTQIAA, nope, that's the wrong one. It's been updated.
It is also,
since I said it, it's been updated. LGBTQQI, no, where is it? It's already changed. Oh, here it is. LGBTTIQQ2SA.
Also, the greatest hand you can have in Scrabble for words for friends.
That is? You can play that?
No.
You gotta get the Q on the letter.
My wife's gotten addicted to words with friends. It's all the time now. It's in her hands.
Have her play. Send me the thing.
Oh yeah?
I'm on there all day.
Oh,
It's the
no,
only
good to
thing that
know.
I do as my old 40-year-old brain starts to get those holes in it from Alzheimer's, and the shakes from the Parkinson's that are inevitable. I try to keep it tight.
Yeah,
The Words with Friends is great.
yeah.
They're a sponsor.
Oh, really?
You okay there? That
Another new
sounded.
sponsor. Yeah.
Sounded.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm a little hungry actually, and I think I'm gonna get a snack. Just take this guy off. I don't know about you, but like string cheese just isn't the same unless it's like body temperature.
Are you
So
eating?
I
Did you have string cheese hidden in your Dickey? Is that?
was it no? Is that no? It was in my armpit actually because that's how you get it nice and warm. Then you can make it like
No.
really,
Well, are
really
we
stringy
snacking?
like this. Oh yeah.
I have some.
Oh yeah.
Like my family, some mixed nuts. Hey-o. I'm working on a bit.
Oh
Okay, here's my new bit.
yeah.
Ed McMahon after having sex with a hooker. 3.25 stars. Whatever. I'm working on it. Okay? We're bringing it back. So, does your Dickey flap?
Yeah. Does it flap?
Flapping Dickey. Where they have the string? The old Krusty the Clown, right? What's great about
yeah, the flapping Dickey. Oh no, you have to order those special from Clown School. They don't.
Oh, well, do you want to talk about the how all the clown schools are now going out of business?
I know. Oh man.
So if you got, I don't know if you got a split. I know that you have important
Well,
work.
yeah. We should talk. We should talk.
We should
improv
talk
schools
comedy
real quick on the way out, right?
Yeah, on the way out. So there has been another movement that's been taking place is in the comedy community and calling out the systemic racism within the schools, which I will say, as a middle-aged white man, is correct. I will 100% agree. I have seen it. I have experienced it. I have been in scenes which are questionable, which I ask you don't look for and post.
Please don't Google.
I didn't write them.
Racist Brian Sturges scenes.
Yeah, hashtag. So, there are definitely, they're talking about the diversity scholarships, and the people that I have known in diversity programs have found it to be actually quite racist because the characters that they want you to play are the heightened stereotypical characters. That's what they're looking for. So it seems as if the diversity programs were looking for that old school. They weren't looking for new diversity. They were looking for people who would still do the old fashioned comedy. And we have a lot of friends at Second City, and things are closing and things are changing. And IO announced IO West closed, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year in Hollywood. Yeah. And they announced yesterday that they're closing forever, the Chicago.
Yeah.
So that's gone. So IO's gone. So in LA,
UCB,
right?
UCB is, although, I didn't go there. I have a lot of friends who did, but UCB is turning into a nonprofit. So essentially in response to the uproar,
that's the other thing.
Said, we're out.
Yeah, no, I agree and don't agree with that.
Yeah,
different things. One, it's a business. It is a business. Someone bought the school, and so from a business standpoint, they're trying to make money. If you're opening a business, you're trying to make money. But I think the problem is that it seems to be on the back of the people that are paying for classes and then performing for free, and then the people that feel like they're being treated like. So, right, we're trying to beep. I'll bleep it out. But you pay whatever. We'll call it $400 every 2 months, $200 a month or whatever, and then the countless hours that you're driving and you're building the theater, and they're not getting any money. The other thing is they didn't pay. Now they'll pay them, like a Second City, they'll pay the director, the musical director. But if you're in a premium show out here, you're not really going to, you're not making anything. You're not making the door. And but again, it was started as a business. So if you don't like it, go someplace else. That's what I believe, right? Because it's their money, it's his investment. And if you don't like it, don't sign up for classes, don't spend the money, and the money will talk. Now, in this case, UCB has changed, which is amazing, right? They're listening. They're going to be nonprofit. People still have to get paid, obviously, in order to run it. But there seems to be, fight with your money. Don't buy, if you're unhappy at a school, don't go to that school, but if you're having a problem in many schools, which I think is what's happening, then I think it's great that switching. And also, let's advocate starting your own theaters, right? Which again is a cost. It can be expensive, but I think out of this, a lot of these comedy clubs will close, but it will be an opportunity for new ones to open that will start off correct. So if there's, it seems silly to even say minority owned, but if you minority owned comedy school, if that's open, I think that would be a wonderful thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think personally, I think the nonprofit model is going to be the one to watch because, these theaters are businesses and these schools are businesses, but they're businesses that operate on a pretty thin margin. I don't think anybody is getting super rich from any of these schools. And if they were,
and they're renting.
For sure
they don't own the building. A lot of them don't own the building.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Hollywood Boulevard's rent is, but I'm sure it's really, really high. And I don't imagine that the Second City School operated on anything like a big profit margin.
Well, maybe they can get grants. Maybe they can, they can work.
Right. But the nonprofit thing is interesting because it has a little more accountability. There's a board, and it sort of acknowledges the fact that it's not like these things are rolling in money, right? Wherever they can get a tax break or whatever, they might be able to operate in a little more egalitarian and fair way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to UCB.
Google that word. That's fine. But I really do hope that I'd help out. I can paint a wall, but if people do decide to start another comedy school and do it right from day one, I think that would be an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, West Side Country Theater is doing very well. To my knowledge, I don't know how they're doing now, but comedy clubs, and realistically, who's going to stay open? Right, IO is closed. If comedy clubs are closed for a year, is it possible for UCB and Second City to remain open?
It's a question. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see because I can't imagine they're anywhere close to solvent right now. That people are offering online classes and stuff here and there, but
but you can't do those. I mean, let's be honest. I was talking to our buddy Ray, and just 2 days ago, and it's time. How are you supposed to teach group improv? You can't really, that side. Yeah, this exists. But realistically, how are you supposed to teach an improv class? And in improv, you're in each other's space. You're touching, if it's allowed, appropriate, of course. But, if you're in a cast of people that you play with all the time, I remember Corey and Roger. I mean, the things, a lot of physical. Yeah. You can't do it,
Right.
Comedy. So it'll be interesting to see how comedy itself will go. And obviously, everyone's doing this. If you're watching this, you're watching the same technology that they're using on the Tonight Show. So it'll be interesting. I think if anything, it may be a good time to start making, the content, right? Content get, and these
get it out there.
And these are important for comedians in order to just, keep the chops up.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of moving towards writing, I think. I mean, improv is about connecting with people on stage and listening and seeing them. And when you're trapped in just this kind of technology, it's really hard. It's really hard to look into the camera and then still see who you're in a scene with and take it all in.
I can understand some.
But you can write a piece and perform it to the camera. and it would look great. So it's a little bit of a transition away from, I think, what we've been doing for a long time, and more towards written stuff.
Well, yeah, anything that you can do right now is, I think, an opportunity to start putting out content and putting out sketches. Obviously, but the comedy scene, it's going to be a thing. And it's live music. I mean, Cliff hasn't gigged since March. They came out, I don't know what newspaper it was, but they said the number one job to not have right now is an artist. They're like,
right.
They're like,
I saw that.
In terms of the number one job to not have is everything that we like. But hopefully, so the comedy clubs, hopefully it'll all come back, and Comedy Store and Improv, and it's kind of crazy.
We definitely still need a laugh.
And what we haven't brought up Groundlings, which, and again, I'm not trying to start a thing, but it is kind of known in the comedy community that that is like a white person haven, and my friends of color, which feels stupid even wording it that way, but they've always had a problem because they're just looking at the wall. They're looking at 30 people, and there's like one black guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, seems not a,
Yeah, I mean, Groundling, I've taken classes there, and the newsletter comes out, and it has the pictures of all the teachers in a big box, in the email every week, and it's all white. It's almost
like a 1960s yearbook.
Yeah, exactly.
They all have those weird rim glasses. That's
right.
It's strange. Right. But comedy,
Well, listen, sir. I think it's that time.
The time has come. So, social media, I'm at Mr. Brian Sturges on Instagram and at Mr. Brian Sturges on Twitter, which I like to start twittering, but I'm an old man. At BrianSturges.com for all your Brian Sturges needs.
And I'm on Facebook as Climate Elvis, and you can find me at OMG NASA on Instagram and Twitter. And
So why don't you leave us with a final positive thought, an uplifting positive thought, or you could talk about gout. But either way, you want to just give us a closing positive statement.
Well, this weekend I'm going to be sitting on my brand new sunflower yellow leather couch and watching Netflix with my lady.
That is very positive. I hope for world peace and that we could all come together as a race. But I guess
that sounds good too. Couch. I mean, I like yours.
Yeah, you seem to be excited more about the couch, but I'm going to end by saying thank you. This has been another episode of Two Guys Talking. Brian Sturges.
Josh.
See you next time. Oh.